Tuscan Voyage. Chapter 7. The Challenges of Living in Tuscany, Dealing with Language Barriers. Arriving in Tuscany with limited Italian proficiency was like stepping into a world of whispered secrets and enigmatic conversations. The language barrier loomed before us like a formidable wall, a reminder of our foreignness in this beautiful land. In the beginning, every interaction felt like a delicate dance of misunderstandings. We stumbled through conversations, relying on gestures, facial expressions, and the occasional shared word. Market vendors would smile patiently as we fumbled over pronunciations, and restaurant servers would tilt their heads in confusion when we tried to order dishes we couldn't quite name. The frustration of not being able to express ourselves fully was often palpable. There were times when we felt isolated and alone, unable to fully participate in the vibrant conversations around us. Miscommunications led to humorous moments, but they also highlighted the cultural and linguistic chasm that separated us from our new home. Determined to bridge the language gap, we immersed ourselves in Italian lessons. We spent hours poring over textbooks, practicing grammar exercises, and memorizing vocabulary lists. We also made a conscious effort to speak Italian whenever possible, even if it meant making mistakes. Our efforts gradually bore fruit. As our vocabulary expanded and our grammar improved, we began to feel more confident in our ability to communicate. We could navigate conversations more smoothly, express our thoughts and feelings more clearly, and understand the nuances of local humor and wordplay. The importance of cultural sensitivity. Learning the language was not just about acquiring linguistic skills. It was also about gaining a deeper understanding of Tuscan culture. As we became more fluent, we began to appreciate the subtleties and complexities of the Italian language, which reflected the country's rich history, traditions, and values. A journey of transformation. Dealing with the language barrier in Tuscany was a transformative experience. It taught us the value of patience, perseverance, and cultural sensitivity. It also deepened our appreciation for the beauty and diversity of human communication. While we may never become native speakers, our journey towards fluency has brought us closer to the heart of Tuscany and its people. Chapter 7. The Challenges of Living in Tuscany, Navigating Cultural Differences. Moving to a foreign country is an exciting adventure, but it also comes with its fair share of challenges. One of the biggest challenges is navigating cultural differences. In Tuscany, as in any other region with a strong cultural identity, there are certain customs, values, and behaviors that may be unfamiliar or even confusing to newcomers. Language barrier. While English is widely spoken in tourist areas, it is not as common in smaller towns and villages. This can make it difficult to communicate with locals, especially if you do not speak Italian. Learning the language is essential for integrating into the community and fully experiencing all that Tuscany has to offer. Another challenge is understanding and adapting to local cultural etiquette. For example, in Tuscany, it is considered rude to speak loudly in public or to interrupt someone who is speaking. It is also important to be aware of local customs and traditions, such as the importance of family and the role of religion in society. Social norms can also vary significantly from one culture to another. For example, in Tuscany, it is common to greet people with a kiss on both cheeks, even if you are meeting them for the first time. This can be a bit disconcerting for those who are not used to such physical contact. It is also important to be aware of local customs regarding dining, drinking, and other social activities. Overcoming the challenges. Navigating cultural differences can be challenging, but it is also an opportunity for growth and learning. By embracing the local culture and making an effort to understand and adapt to it, newcomers can enrich their lives and create a deeper connection with their new home. Be open-minded and willing to learn. Approach the new culture with curiosity and a willingness to embrace new experiences. Be patient with yourself as you learn and make mistakes. Make an effort to learn the language. Even if you only learn a few basic phrases, it will go a long way in helping you communicate with locals and integrate into the community. Be respectful of local customs and traditions. Take the time to learn about the history, culture, and values of Tuscany. This will help you understand why people behave the way they do and avoid making cultural faux pas. Be patient and persistent. It takes time to adjust to a new culture. Don't get discouraged if you make mistakes or if you feel frustrated at times. Just keep at it and you will eventually find your place in the community. Chapter 7. The challenges of living in Tuscany, experiencing homesickness. Homesickness is a universal experience that can affect anyone who moves to a new place, regardless of how exciting or beautiful that place may be. Tuscany, with its stunning landscapes and rich culture, is no exception. In the early days of our Tuscan adventure, we found ourselves longing for the familiar sights, sounds, and smells of our home country. We missed our family and friends, our favorite foods, and the routines of our old lives. The feeling of displacement was particularly strong during holidays and special occasions when we were reminded of all the traditions and celebrations we were missing. To cope with our homesickness, we made an effort to create a new home for ourselves in Tuscany. We joined local clubs and organizations, which helped us to meet new people and feel more connected to our community. We explored the region, discovering hidden gems and creating new memories. And we made a conscious effort to embrace the Tuscan way of life, learning the language, cooking local dishes, and participating in local events. Over time, our homesickness gradually faded as we became more settled in our new life. We made new friends, found new favorite places, and created new traditions. Tuscany became our home away from home, a place where we felt loved and supported. But even after many years in Tuscany, we still experience occasional bouts of homesickness. It's a reminder that we are, after all, foreigners in a foreign land. But these feelings are fleeting, and they are always outweighed by our love for Tuscany and the life we have built here. Homesickness is a challenge that many expats face, but it is one that can be overcome. With time, patience, and a willingness to embrace the new, it is possible to make a new home for yourself anywhere in the world. Chapter 7. The challenges of living in Tuscany, overcoming bureaucratic hurdles. Living in a foreign country can often mean navigating a complex web of bureaucratic hurdles. Tuscany is no exception, and we soon found ourselves facing a variety of challenges as we tried to settle into our new life. One of the first obstacles we encountered was the language barrier. While we had some basic knowledge of Italian, it was far from fluent, and we often found ourselves struggling to communicate with government officials and service providers. This made even simple tasks, such as registering for residency or opening a bank account, unnecessarily difficult and time-consuming. Another challenge was the bureaucracy itself. Italian bureaucracy is notoriously complex and inefficient, and we quickly learned that even the simplest procedures could take weeks or even months to complete. we had to deal with long lines, mounds of paperwork, and endless delays. It was a frustrating and often demoralizing experience. But perhaps the most challenging aspect of dealing with bureaucracy in Tuscany was the lack of transparency. It was often difficult to find clear and accurate information about the procedures we needed to follow or the documents we needed to submit. We often felt like we were navigating a maze without a map, and it was easy to get lost in the bureaucracy's labyrinthine corridors. Despite these challenges, we were determined to overcome them. We spent countless hours researching and learning about the Italian bureaucracy. We sought help from friends and neighbors, and we even hired a lawyer to assist us with some of the more complex procedures. Slowly but surely, we began to make progress. We learned to be patient and persistent. We learned to ask for help when we needed it. And we learned to celebrate our small victories, no matter how insignificant they may have seemed. Eventually, we were able to navigate the bureaucratic maze and successfully complete the tasks we needed to do. While the bureaucratic hurdles we faced in Tuscany were undoubtedly challenging, they also taught us valuable lessons in resilience, adaptability, and problem-solving. We learned to appreciate the importance of clear communication, transparency, and efficiency in government. And we gained a newfound respect for the people who work tirelessly to make bureaucracy function, even when it is far from perfect. Chapter 7. The challenges of living in Tuscany, adjusting to a slower pace of life. Coming from a bustling city, where life moved at a frantic pace, adjusting to the slower pace of life in Tuscany was initially a challenge. We were accustomed to being constantly on the go, filling our days with activities and appointments. In Tuscany, we found ourselves with more time on our hands, and at first, we struggled to fill it. We missed the convenience of having everything we needed just a short walk or drive away. In our new home, we had to plan ahead for errands and shopping trips, as the nearest town was a few kilometers away. We also had to get used to the fact that things moved at a more leisurely pace. Bureaucratic processes, for example, took longer than we were used to, and appointments often ran behind schedule. At first, we found this frustrating. We felt impatient and restless. But gradually, we began to appreciate the benefits of slowing down. We learned to savor the simple pleasures of life, like taking a leisurely walk in the countryside, enjoying a long lunch with friends, or simply sitting in our garden and watching the sunset. We discovered that there was a beauty in the rhythm of Tuscan life. The days unfolded at a more natural pace, in harmony with the seasons and the cycles of nature. We began to appreciate the value of taking time for ourselves, for our relationships, and for the things that truly mattered. Adjusting to a slower pace of life was not always easy, but it was ultimately one of the most rewarding aspects of our Tuscan experience. We learned to appreciate the present moment, to find joy in the small things, and to live a life that was more balanced and fulfilling. This video was created from an ebook on sale at www.pagebook24.com using a self-developed program by Pasquale DeMarco. Download the ebook now